Child, I had to grab a cup of tea to talk about this episode, honey, because when I tell you the tea was slipping all through this episode, let's talk about it. Okay, so I have finally realized Condola's purpose on this show. At first, I thought it was just to help Issa with her block party. Then I thought maybe it was a way to bring Issa and Lawrence back together. Still not opposed to that idea. But what I can say is, sis is obviously here to be Lawrence's karma. Think about it. Remember old Tasha? She came in right after Lawrence got his heart broken. She was making him tacos, giving it to him, letting him be at the house all weekend when he didn't even have his own house to go to. Basically living it up like they boyfriend and girlfriend. And he drops the, oh, we not together, let me just dip out on you at your family reunion type of thing. Now, fast forward now, we got Miss Condola in the place. One, he had to invite himself to a Thanksgiving that she was hosting. Not only did he invite himself, but sis had him fixing her sink. He was mopping the floors. He was running and getting drinks for people for an event that he wasn't even going to be invited to. That's some tea. Doing all of this just for it to come out that she only really sees him as the rebound, the fuck buddy. Basically, the same exact thing he did to Tasha in season 2. Ain't that something? Karma is real, and I truly believe that Condola is Lawrence's karma. What's sad is he's really probably going to get his heart broken. Because despite Lawrence getting cheated on the way he did by Issa, he is very, very open to love clearly. Because he is pulling out all the stops for Miss Condola. Things he never did for Issa. The fact that Issa said that she felt the way about seeing him with her at lunch because he probably paid for her lunch and he never paid for lunch for her. Like, girl, how are you in a relationship with somebody for 5 years and he never bought your lunch? That is a big thing for Lawrence. Like, dude, you can't buy her lunch. Somebody who's helping you and supporting you, and then you live there while she pays all the bills, and you couldn't even buy her some Chick-fil-A. But that's some tea on Issa too. Like, sis, how you gonna stay with somebody for 5 years who never even bought you a meal? What? In finding out that he's just the fuck buddy from one of her friends, it turns into this conversation of, is she still on her ex? And that's probably the trust issues that Lawrence has because Issa cheated with her ex. And Condola says, well, if anybody should be worried about an ex, it should be me. And I'm thinking, how is that, sis? Because Issa has done nothing but look out for you. She was the one actually trying to keep you up on what he was doing, and he told her no. He told her to stop talking about her, and she listened. Issa has, in my opinion, been doing way too much to contribute to the success of this relationship. A relationship she's not even here for, which we're going to talk about. So for her to say she's worried about Issa, if she is worried about Issa, it's not from Issa's point, because I feel like Issa is over Lawrence. But I don't know if Lawrence is really over Issa. And he's been real friendly with her this episode, kind of finding reasons to talk to her, went to her house, now they meeting up at, running into each other at coffee shops. He's sliding in her DMs. So it makes me wonder, is Lawrence missing Issa because he wants Issa back? Or is Lawrence just really in a place where he's just trying to find somebody to be with? Because one, he's kind of having some issues at his job. And, he's looking at his friends who are all either married or, one of them about to have a baby, Tiffany's husband. And he to me, feels like he might be looking for love because he feels like he needs to be doing that in the next step of his progression. You have those people who get married, but they don't get married because they actually love that person, but because they feel like it's an accomplishment they have to strive to. I kind of feel like that's Lawrence's thing. And I think he thought because Condola had been divorced in the past that she'd probably be more open to getting serious and talking about getting married. Hell, he was going to propose to Issa, so obviously he's ready. But Condola has made it clear, nah, boo-boo, you just some D on the weekends, and you can't even come to my house for Thanksgiving unless you're trying to put in some work. Honestly, she really should be applauded because she got her a worker and some D without a title. What I think he should do, everybody should take a lesson from Molly, even though nobody wants to give Molly her credit this season. You want to get married, you want things to be more serious, then let it go. Walk away. They ain't been dating that long. she obviously don't care about you because she wasn't even going to invite you to her Thanksgiving. Like, that is so crazy to me. How are you dating somebody, they staying at your house, and you weren't even going to bring them around your friends? That's some tea. She asked him at the end, she said, you know, if Issa didn't cheat on you, would y'all still be together? And I know, you know, he knows, Lawrence knows, everybody knows that he would probably still be with Issa. To be in that type of situation where she fears there's an issue with him and Issa, then why are you friends with Issa? Is she staying friends with Issa so that Issa will stay away from Lawrence? Or is it, like I said, because Issa's been very supportive of her relationship, she feels like she has nothing to worry about? But you should be worried, Condola, because he already snuck behind your back and went and met up with Issa and had no intentions on telling you. And two, now he's sliding in her DMs, which is just friendly banter right now, but we all know how that goes. Daniel started with a DM too. This is really messy. Molly said in episode 1 it was going to be messy, and everybody jumped on her saying she was being immature and that Issa shouldn't stop working with her. But let's be clear. Molly said it was going to be messy. And guess what it is? Messy. This Condola and Lawrence thing also makes it clear that, ladies, sometimes a guy will be like, oh, I don't do that type of stuff. But the real truth is he just don't want to do that type of stuff for you. You could have a man, he never takes you out, never does anything for you, treats you like complete crap, and then he move on to the next girl and it be completely different. And to have you question yourself like, what did I do that made it that he didn't want to treat me this way? Don't do that, ladies. A guy will do for who he wants to do for. Let's be clear. Issa said on this show, you know, I feel like, you know, Condola is reaping the benefits of the work that I put into Lawrence. And in a way, maybe that is true, but at the same time, it's not about you. It's about that guy. And if he wants to do that for that girl and not do it for you, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with that girl. And, you know, I don't necessarily think that it's Condola reaping the benefits of what Issa's done for him. I think that she just lucked up in the fact that Lawrence was with Issa for 5 years, loved her. Let's be clear, he did love her. And in loving her, she stepped out on him. And now he probably feels like he needs to do any and everything to keep this person who he really likes around. Plus, Condola is somebody, unlike Issa at the time, who really has her stuff together, makes it clear that she don't need Lawrence in any type of way. And he probably feels like he has to do more for her because he knows that she's probably more likely to let it go. And that's another thing where you have to realize too, is that if you're not putting your foot down on things that you want in a relationship, or if you're making it clear you're going to stick around regardless of how they treat you, i.e. never taking you out for lunch, then you can't really be mad if he's not taking you out for lunch because he's coasting along with what you're giving him. So I definitely can understand Issa's point of feeling like I went through all this with this man and now he's with somebody else and he's being a totally better man. But I don't feel like she should make it about her. I think, you know, Lawrence is just in a different place in his life. He didn't have a job when he was with Issa. Now he does have a job. Now he has a little bit more money to, you know, send flowers and take her out on dinners and surprise her with trips. But never, ladies, take what a guy does for you versus what he does for another woman personally, because it's never about you. That's some real talk. Also, just because you're able to get along with your ex now, have some witty banter, share some jokes, still, you know, get along the way you're supposed to, that doesn't necessarily mean that y'all are supposed to be together. You know, I am here for Issa and Lawrence, but I don't think I want them to get back together. I think it's just time for them to move on and go their separate ways. And I don't want them to think just because they're in a place now where they can have conversations without arguing or without it being weird, or they can continue to, you know, have those inside jokes. They're gonna have those because they were together for 5 years, but at the same time, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're supposed to be with somebody just because you get along with them. That doesn't take away all that they've done or all that you've done in a situation. That doesn't take away from the fact that y'all's relationship probably wasn't the best. So don't think just because y'all keying it up, are able to send each other cute DMs, that means you're supposed to get back with your ex. Don't do it, sis. Okay, can we have a real conversation really quick? Because y'all don't want to be real. Y'all don't. Issa is a terrible friend. I'm just gonna say it. You know, Molly and Issa have been digging at each other, yes, but I feel like it comes from a different place with Issa. I feel like when Molly makes the comments she does, she's really coming from a place of trying to help or trying to make Issa realize what she's doing. Everything she said to Issa has been real. She said this is going to be a messy situation with Condola and Lawrence. It's a messy situation. It is a throuple. It's a weird situation. But her saying that to Issa, I think, was just her making Issa aware of what she's doing is kind of weird, versus Issa responding back in a way that she knows is going to hurt Molly. As a friend, you want to be real with your friend, even if it does kind of cut. You may say some things that may make your friend upset, but the intention should always be from a place of love. With Issa, I feel like she's responding back to cut Molly versus in trying to help Molly. That whole "didn't you just come out of a throuple" thing, I felt was totally unnecessary. I thought it was really mean and unnecessary for Issa to be like, oh, you should do that. You might scare him away like the old Molly. Like, Issa, let's be clear. You know, aside from Lawrence, who we all know at the time wasn't shit, what man have you been able to keep? So who are you to keep coming at Molly in that way? Like, I just feel like both of them are being petty and wrong in how they talk to each other. They're obviously going through a weird place in their relationship. But I feel like Issa kind of turns the knife in the back a little bit harder than Molly does. I also think, you know, they both acknowledged that they're in a weird place in their friendship, and they said that they were going to use Thanksgiving as a way to talk about it and get past it. So in my opinion, if you set that time to do that and you renege on it, say you don't want to have, or I guess just reschedule it, to me, that makes it clear that you don't really care about the friendship. You know, this was a conversation that was really needed. Y'all really needed this time to come back together, and every time there's an opportunity for them to talk and to clear the air and figure out what the issue is, Issa messes it up. Last episode, she invited Condola to the table. They couldn't have a conversation. Every time Molly calls her, she never answers the phone. Now they have another opportunity to call, and Issa completely blows her off. You know, everybody wanted to say, oh, Molly, you know, she gets mad when Issa is doing better in life. That's when she starts acting weird. No, it seems like when Issa starts to feel like she's doing better in life, that she feels like she doesn't need Molly. You know, she's finally doing good in her business. She, you know, isn't focusing on some relationship drama. And now she feels the need to continuously talk down on Molly and what she's done in the past. Yo, shit still stink, boo. Both of y'all's do. So I think they need to just put the pettiness aside and actually take time to work on their friendship. But to me, it just seems like Issa doesn't even care to try to do that. I think if they do end up not being friends anymore on this show, that it's going to be more so Issa's fault than it is Molly's fault. Because all I'm seeing in these past 3 episodes is Molly trying to sit down and talk to Issa to make it right, and Issa keeps blowing her off. So, you know, everybody wants to make Molly the trash friend. I truly believe that Issa is not a good friend. Not only for what she's doing to Molly, but also what she's doing to Condola. You know, if that's your friend, which I still don't think they should be friends, they should be business partners, but whatever. If that's your friend, you know, then you should be able to be honest with your friend and say, you know, I feel a way that you and my ex are together. It makes me feel awkward. And, you know, Lawrence continues to reach out to me. If that's truly your friend, you need to have that conversation. While you reached out to Lawrence to ask if it was okay and he said no, that's a completely different side of the equation. You're not on, there's no loyalty just to Lawrence. You have loyalty to Condola too if she's your friend. So I feel like Issa is not only being a bad friend to Molly, but she's also being a bad friend to Condola. And I really feel like they're setting it up where Issa's going to do something with Lawrence. And once again, that's going to add on to the list of Issa being a bad friend, because it's not just her sliding back with her ex, it's her sliding back with her friend's man. So Issa, you going to have to pick a side, boo. Either you going to be friends with Condola and leave the Lawrence stuff alone, or you really need to stay friends with Molly, because after Condola cut you off for sleeping with her man, Molly going to be the only person you have. Let's be clear. Also, I just want to say them adding Maya's case of the ex at the end when Lawrence slid in her DMs, perfect, absolutely perfect, the perfect song to use, the perfect moment to use it, just perfect, perfect, perfect. Chef's kiss. I love it. I thought that, you know, it would stay platonic, but then when they played that song at the end, I was like, uh-oh, case of the X indeed. What does that mean? It's about to get messy. Also, some other things that haven't been addressed yet in this new season. One, when is Tiffany gonna have this baby? She's been pregnant forever. Two, I feel like we've barely gotten any Kelly this season. She gets like 2 seconds every episode. I love Kelly and we need more of her. Are they ever gonna bring Nathan back? Like, they just closed it off like he's gonna make a return. You know, Molly's now exclusive, which they just kind of popped out in the episode. They didn't really talk about it, but popped out that she's exclusive with his roommate. So there's got to be a way where he comes back in. And they just haven't done it yet. So if they're going to bring Nathan back, hurry up and do it. Because that's really going to add to the mess. Oh, maybe Lawrence and Issa are going to decide to work things out. And that's when Nathan pops back up. That's probably what they gonna do. Messy, messy. But other than that, lots and lots of good stuff. Such a great episode. Loved it. Loved talking about it. And I can't wait to talk about the next one. Make sure you tune in for the next review. I will see you guys there. Bye.